Now happy to be joined by associate coach Dwight Lee. And Dwight, we've been here before. 4-2 loss to the Surrey Eagles today, but I think a great game for the Kings today. That probably once again a game that you deserved a better fate in. I think really the biggest difference in this game was just the starts to the first and the second period, where the Eagles scored 3 times, and you claw your way back in it. But just a few blips in there, and that's the story.
Yeah, no, agreed. I think it was the first 3 minutes where we gave up a couple goals in the first, and then first shift of the second, I believe, right?
Yep.
So yeah, no, those starts came back to haunt us, but step in the right direction, and some good positives there to draw from.
Well, how do you like the way this team did bounce back, considering that, after last night, a tough 5-1 loss, and again, not the start you want, especially against a team like the Surrey Eagles. You take that timeout early. What was the message during that timeout?
Yeah, just kind of an opportunity to get recomposed and get back on track, and just kind of, I think Brock just wanted to get the guys sort of reset, and it seemed to work, and I think those first 2 goals, one's kind of shooting through a screen, and another one's kind of a bounce around the net, and but yeah, like we needed to kind of get them dialed in, kind of reset from there.
And this is a Kings team that juggled up all the forward lines today. They're all different sorts of combinations, and I felt like the experiment worked. I think all lines played very good again. It was a great game by this Kings team, top to bottom. I think the difference is you're playing a top team in the Surrey Eagles, but how do you like the way all these lines work together today?
It was good. I mean, it was a bit of a shake up and some new looks, but I thought we got contributions from all the lines, and so for the most part, it was good.
Do you like, again, as I mentioned, you're playing a good team against the Surrey Eagles, and it seems like you play like this against somebody else, you might get a different result. Is that I guess part of it today? I was like, yeah, we played good, but we also played one of the top teams in the BCHL. Yeah,
I think so. And we were just talking about it before we got on the air, but 2 games in a row where we've kind of done a good job of suppressing shots, and that's something we were talking about this week, and given up too many even strength shots, and I think we did a good job of limiting their opportunities to shoot the puck, and so that that's a step in the right direction. That's against a top end opponent, and hopefully something that we can carry over into the our upcoming games, and maybe playing teams that aren't as deep or talented up front. We can even build from there and eliminate even more shots.
So everybody knows, you're down 2-0 early in the game, but you slowly build momentum throughout the first period. You get that power play kind of in the second half, and that's when really things started to really get the ball rolling for this Kings team. And you guys felt like you had a lot of momentum on your side going into the second, despite being down 2 goals.
Yeah, no, I think generated some good momentum on that power play, and we were getting our chances, and despite being down the 2 goals going into the first, we liked the way that we finished that period. I think we kind of evened out the shots there in the second half of the period, and so we were kind of going into the second, with the right state of mind. So
you go into the second, and obviously, not the start you wanted, down 3-0, and it just seemed like the wind got sucked out of the building at that point. But you guys respond very quickly with Thomas Belzile's 3rd goal of the season, and just a pass in front of the net from Luke Aurelian, and Belzile, right place, right time, and puts it in the back and finds Twine.
Yeah, no, it was a good forecheck. I think Morrow got in on the forecheck, sort of, got us established down low, and Luch was able to recover a puck and threw it out front, and Belzile has got some good finish around the net. So, it seems like he's a guy that's kind of, I think last interview talked about him kind of progressing really nicely from game to game, week to week, and I'm seeing more and more from him each game.
So now you're down by 2, and you really start to take control of this game. Then we go to the midway point of the third, 4-on-4. all of a sudden, Surrey goes on that brief power play, but Noah Ayer to lead the second goal. Great effort, first of all, from the Kings' blue line to steal the puck from Bresterton, take him with them down the ice, create a chance, and then Luke O'Reilly fires in the loose puck, and you get a shorthanded goal just like that, and all of a sudden you're only down by 1. Yeah,
I mean, he was kind of that was a heck of a play by Ersey. Like, he's fighting off a check and, shorthanded, moving his feet. He fights through the check, gets a puck to the net, and, Luch is kind of following up the play, and puck came out to him, and I think he one-timed it. Nice shot.
Yeah, so you 3-2, you take that into the intermission. You get some great goaltending by Owen Crudell. I think had a nice bounce back in this game after a tough start. But then you go into the third, and here we are, same thing, another opportunity for this Kings team in the third. You get a great chance early on from Brendan Giles, but then this Kings team gets into some penalty trouble.
Right.
It kind of halts your momentum, and you're having to kill the penalties, which you do. And I think you take the good and the bad penalties, but at the end of the day, you're able to kill off 2 penalties at a very crucial time in the game.
And then there were some I don't know, I don't want to call them soft calls, but I don't know. That's just my opinion. I guess but the way that we responded and killed those penalties, was we were just on point. Like, we didn't really give up too much either. Like, they weren't. We did a good job of taking away the seams across, and and then when they did get a shot coming down on the flanks, Crudell was in good position to make the save, and our penalty kill and our goaltender gave us every chance to kind of fight back and work towards a point there.
So you kill off the penalty. You find yourself on a late power play. Eagles goalie Jaden Sharma makes a great save at the side of the goal to keep it a lead for his team. Then you pull out the extra attacker, and then just I think heartbreaking fashion to end the game. Ayer with a shot breaks his stick and just opens the door for Surrey to go and score the empty net goal.
Yeah. Just super unfortunate. We work really hard to kill those penalties off. Have to earn, to advance the puck into their zone. It was took a lot of effort there to get set up, and then to set up the play, and he's coming down ready to rip one, and just very unfortunate. And I mean, can't let that take away from a lot of the positives that we were able to accomplish this game, like even from responding from last night's performance and having a much better outing against a strong team, and then we had every opportunity to kind of get back in that game, and if you look at the even strength throughout the whole course of the game, we played with them. We were right there with them. We had generated pretty even on the shots, and overall, like, not a bad performance by our team, and something we can definitely build on, in my opinion.
And we know third periods have kind of been the talking point so far this season, especially in the games that when it matters most, when the score is close. You get only 7 shots counted for, but Surrey blocked a lot of one, and they got to the rebounds first. But how do you like the way this Kings team played this third period today?
I thought it was pretty good. I thought we laid it all out there, and we got better as the game went on, and we pushed hard right to the end, and those penalties are kind of took some momentum from us, but we were able to. What I really liked is when we killed them, we got right back to work. There was no kind of getting back into it. It was like as soon as we got off the kill, we were pressing again, and forecheck was effective tonight, and it was a good finish.
Now the power play 0 for 6 tonight, and now since Will Jones got hurt, 1 for 20 on the man advantage, and you could tell this power play misses Will back there. You've gone with this 5 forward set the last couple of games on that top unit. It hasn't seemed to be clicking right now. What is it about the power play right now that you think is kind of is it the absence of will, or is there something else there that maybe other teams have kind of started to figure out this Kings power play?
I think probably a little bit of a mix of both. Like I'm confident teams are going to work on pre-scouting our power play and kind of the looks that we try to generate, and then obviously missing our guy that sets the whole thing up from the back there. And but watching the unit that we have put out there, like hasn't been productive as far as putting goals in the net, but they've been able to break out, get set up, run plays, recover pucks. They're doing a lot of the right things. It's just and a lot of grade A chances, good looks on that power play in all the games, even last night. But the production hasn't been there. It's something definitely it could have made a difference tonight, and something we got to work on for sure.
Do you think it was also maybe it was kind of bound to happen at some point, because that's the way things go. It was going so good for so long, and then eventually that there had to be a little bump in the road along the way.
Yeah, yes and no. I think our production was really high. I mean, we were at one point. I think we were 36. Yeah. So that's pretty productive power play in any league. But I don't think it was that. I don't think there was any fluke with how they were producing. It was perfect. The execution was great, and the familiarity of all the personnel. A lot of guys that have played on that unit from last year, and you can just tell. It's there's a lot of automatics, knowing where guys are, and knowing how guys like to shoot pucks and what their just their tendencies and stuff. There's a lot of familiarity, a lot of skill, and well coached. Kyle does a great job with that power play, and I don't think maybe it was producing higher than maybe it wasn't sustainable, but I think it is. I think they can generally, if you're at that 33, that's a 1 for 3 average. I think they can, with their skill, I think they can sort of achieve that.
Now, one player I want to talk about is somebody we haven't talked about really at all this season, and that is Theodore Jeté, who I thought probably had his best game as a King. Didn't see much playing time in the third, but you finally saw a glimpse of his skill right off the opening face-off in the first. He got into it physically in the second period, and I really liked the way he played today. And or do you feel the same way about
I agree,
game?
100%. It was, in my opinion, a breakthrough game, because not only did like you mentioned, he made some nice skilled plays, but he's a young guy coming into the league, and going from U18 to playing junior, just handling pucks along the boards, it's a bit of a learning curve, and that's something he's been working on, and he did a really good job with his pucks along the boards tonight, and I was kind of letting him know that in between shifts, and he was able to just kind of keep building on that, and as a winger, that's a big part of your game. You got to be able to handle those pucks, and for him, it seemed like a bit of a breakthrough moment for him, and hopefully something he can continue to build on.
We talked about Christian Morrow pregame with Brock, and I think had an assist today. Once again, I think he's really starting to find his groove now. We saw him go out as the extra attacker down on the final minute today, and again he's starting to find his way. Do you feel the same way, that things are really starting to click for him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and with Christian there, kind of a, I would say a high level athlete. He's a big strong kid, and he's got good foot speed, good shot, good hands, and for him it seems like it's like he's kind of putting it all together within the team framework and making things happen, which is great to see. And again, hopefully something he can just continue to build on and bring to us.
Well, now you go back on the road. You got two games next weekend on the mainland. You go against Coquitlam on Friday. Then you go against Chilliwack on Saturday, which will be the first of 3 straight games against the Chiefs. Now you're coming off a good momentum-building game here tonight, but again, we've kind of been here before, a momentum building loss, and what's the next step now going into next week against two teams who are kind of with you at kind of the bottom core of the Coastal Conference right now? Yeah,
these are games that we need to start stringing together some good performances and come out with some wins. And Coquitlam, we played them not too long ago, right before we head to the showcase, and that was a game where we didn't get off to a good start, but then we, in my opinion, we outperformed them as the game went on. And I like where our game's at, where our game's trending, and I think that's a game we need to go in there and have a good effort, and I think we can come out on top. And same thing with Chilliwack. We've played the Pentictons, we've played the Surreys, we've played the top dogs, and we've been very competitive. And then, these teams that I don't think that there's a big discrepancy from the top to the bottom of the league. Like, I think there's pretty good parity throughout the league. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think, I think we've talked about before that there's no easy game at all in the BCHL this year. And as I mentioned, like, you look at the Cowichan Capitals right now as a team that's off to a bad start, but they've got some players and they're starting to build momentum with another win today. So it's I think we've seen it with the Kings too. Like, there's been no easy night for anybody. All games have been close, and it's great for the fan, and it forces you to bring everything night in and out of it every night. Yeah.
So I mean, they're maybe they're a little bit lower in the standings than a team like a Surrey, but they've still got a good hockey club over there. But yeah, I think the way that we're trending in our game, and if we can maybe get some better production out of the power play, I think these are winnable games, and working towards some good results here.
Do you want to take over the interview now that you're starting to ask me questions? Or it's all good. I don't mind.
I threw one question at you. Yeah.
I threw the curveball. I think I handled it well. But the Kings will get set for the road next weekend in Coquitlam and Chilliwack. They'll be back here at home November 24th and 25th against the Chilliwack Chiefs. Both those games at 7 o'clock. Dwight, thank you very much for your time on a very good post-game show, I would say.
Yeah.
And have yourself a good weekend, and we'll talk to you again next week from the mainland.
Yeah, thanks for having me.